It's a park. I just found a head.
Police, search warrant! Police, search warrant!
You have a warrant for your arrest, charging you with charging you with the death of your son. You realize your son weighed 33 pounds, right?
Can you get that baby out, please?
It's her baby.
I got you, but you can't have the baby watching me.
My husband turned around and he just shot him.
It was early evening in a quiet neighborhood in Cleveland when what should have been a routine walk through a park turned into something deeply disturbing.
Cleveland Police, what's the address of the emergency?
It's a park. I just found a head, in a suitcase in the park. Come here, dog. Sit down. Sit down.
Okay, and is it a human head or an animal head?
Yes, no, it's a human head in a suitcase with, like, it looks like some other body parts.
A man had been out walking his dog, following the same path he took almost every day, when the animal once again stopped at a spot it had been strangely interested in for nearly a week. At first, the man hadn't thought much of it. There was a small mound of dirt with what looked like part of a suitcase sticking out, and although it hadn't been there long, it didn't immediately raise an alarm. But his dog kept returning to it, lingering longer each time, as if something about it wasn't right. That day, curiosity finally got the better of him.
You can see the case from back here. It's all the way straight to the back.
Close to that sign?
Yeah, see the little black
straight ahead in front of me? Okay.
Straight,
it's a suitcase?
It's a suitcase. I've been walking past it for about a week now because I take my dog. I stay right here. I take my dog. I usually walk her through there and then come around here.
Okay.
And for the last week, she's been it was like a mound of dirt. She's been stopped and sniffing like a little too long.
Okay.
And today I was like, well, I'm gonna take it. I hope it's not what I'm.
Right.
And it was halfway buried. It's about this thick. It's about halfway buried. I pulled it up, unzipped it. I couldn't really see, and I opened it up and head.
Buried under the dirt it was?
Yeah, halfway.
Okay.
You can see a little part of it sticking out.
And you said you noticed it for about a week already?
Yeah, it's been sitting over there like somebody buried it or tried to bury it. And like I said, I walked my dog over there and she keeps stopping and she sniff a little too long.
Right.
You know, she sniffs stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Right.
I'm not going to with it. And today I was just like, let me see what that really is.
Okay.
So it's back there.
All right,
I pulled it up so it's kind of standing up and it stinks like hell.
Okay. You're right here.
Yeah.
What was your name, sir? Okay. I'm going to check it out. I'll be with you. Thank you.
The responding officer didn't open the suitcase right away. Instead, he called for backup, aware that this was no longer a simple call and that whatever was inside needed to be handled carefully. The location alone added to the concern. The suitcase had been left just steps away from a school.
Radio. Go ahead. Put it on the airplane. I got you.
You can just pull in this parking lot for this. And you'll see me back here. So I haven't opened it yet. The dude I talked to, the caller, he said that there was this suitcase partially like buried in the ground that he said he's been noticing for like a week, and his dog keeps trying to get to it. So he said that he pulled it out today and to see what was in there because it was kind of heavy, and he noticed like a head and he just left it and called the police. So I'll just wait till you guys get here before I open it. All right.
Once additional officers arrived, they approached the bag together, using a flashlight to examine it more closely. What they found confirmed exactly what the caller had feared.
I mean, it's like partially buried. He said it was sticking out for like a week. He finally decided to open it up. I just want to see. You flash your light on. I just want to see if there's any blood or anything in it. No? Yeah. You on?
Yeah, I forgot.
You could bring it closer. I can't see.
Look like a foot.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, it is. It look like a kid.
Yeah. I can't. It's attached. It's just like full in the fetal position. No, frozen.
Inside were the decomposed remains of a young girl, her body folded tightly into the confined space of the suitcase. But as disturbing as that discovery was, it wasn't the end of it. A short distance away, officers came across a second suitcase. When they opened it, they found more human remains. Investigators would later confirm that the victims were two young girls, half-sisters identified as 10-year-old Amore Wilson and 8-year-old Ma Chapman. The medical examiner ruled both deaths as homicides, although the exact cause of death remained under investigation. What had started as a single call about something suspicious in a park had now become a double homicide involving two children, and the focus quickly shifted toward understanding how something like this could happen without anyone noticing. The following day, officers began conducting welfare checks throughout the neighborhood, going door to door to ensure that no other children were at risk. During that process, one call stood out. A woman contacted dispatch, questioning why officers had come to her home asking about her children, seemingly unaware of what had been discovered nearby. But investigators were already beginning to narrow their focus.
Hey, how you doing? I'm calling because the police was just at my door. What's the address? Yeah,
You said the police were just at your house?
Yeah, girl, talking about a child wellness check.
Okay, why do you need police now?
Girl, I was calling to ask why they're knocking on my door, talking about checking on my kids.
So you want to speak to the officer about that? Are they still
Please?
there?
No. I'm not at home. I'm getting called.
Okay, is there anybody who's home now? What
did they say to you?
Tell to talk to the police. Are the police still there?
Oh, he said that they was claiming to be knocking on everybody's door to check on everybody's kids in the neighborhood. Y'all doing that?
So are the police there talking to?
Well, they gone now.
Okay, so tell to get the officers back, and then maybe she can hand them the phone.
The police they're not there though. That's what I'm calling for, to figure out what's going on.
Can she still see the police?
What is going? There's no other way for me to find out the information.
So the police are there. That's the thing. Like, they have all the.
Nobody said the police was there. Yeah, I'm calling a non-police officer. I'm not calling 911. I'm calling to find out why they're knocking on the door. He also mentioned that they knew my name already, knew I had 5 kids. If y'all doing a wellness check on every house on the street, how do you know my information, how many kids I have?
That's what I'm saying. So the officers that is there, they have all the information that you need.
As evidence was collected and connections were made, attention turned toward 28-year-old Aaliyah Henderson, the mother of both victims. The proximity of her residence to the location where the suitcases were found, combined with other information gathered during the investigation, led officers to take the next step. The following day, police executed a search warrant at a home nearby. Bodycam footage shows officers announcing themselves before ordering anyone inside to come out. Aaliyah was taken into custody shortly after, and inside the home, investigators reported finding evidence believed to be connected to the case, although many of those details have not been publicly disclosed.
Police search warrant! Police search warrant! Police search warrant!
Watch it.
Hands up! Come on down, hands up! Come on down, hands up! Come down now, hands up!
Bring it.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass her out. Anybody else inside?
Come here.
Got her?
The girl down. Out of the home.
Go ahead.
You good? Okay. I got you covered. Just hold on 1 second. I'm gonna wait for the car to pull in so you don't have to.
1 second, I got
Yeah. Yeah, you're good. I got you.
It look his color?
Sorry, it's okay. Watch your stuff. Okay. Okay. You good?
Yeah, I'm just gonna tell him to say
Yeah. Okay. Including police, all right?
Another child found in the residence was removed and placed into protective care. And, according to police, that child appeared to be in good health. As the case continued to develop, the charges against Aaliyah Henderson became more extensive. She was indicted on multiple counts, including aggravated murder, kidnapping, child endangerment, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with evidence. She later pleaded not guilty and remains in custody on a $2 million bond while the case continues to move through court. What makes the ending of this case even harder to process is that, even now, police still have not publicly confirmed a clear motive. There is no simple explanation that makes any of it make sense, and that uncertainty only makes the whole thing feel darker. Investigators have continued examining people close to the family, and reporting has shown that the girls' lives had already become difficult to trace in the months before they were found, with questions raised about school records and the family's recent history. What makes this case especially difficult to process isn't just the nature of the crime itself, but how it came to light. For days, those suitcases sat partially buried in the ground, unnoticed by most people passing through the area. It took a dog's instinct and one moment of curiosity to reveal what had been hidden there. And by the time it was uncovered, the reality behind it was far worse than anyone in that neighborhood could have imagined. Now, what was found in Cleveland is almost impossible to process. But the next case is just as disturbing, because this time the warning signs were there long before the truth came out. It was New Year's Day at an apartment complex in Daytona Beach, Florida, when police were called to what initially sounded like a medical emergency involving a 14-year-old boy who had been found unresponsive. But from the moment officers arrived, it became clear that this wasn't going to be a routine call. Inside the ambulance, as medics worked urgently to stabilize the teenager, officers began to take in the condition he was in.
How old? They said 14. Mom said 14.
14? 14 months? 14 months or 14?
She said 14 years old.
She's 14 years old. She's right there.
Yep, we got it.
They're just working them right now?
Yeah, she looks like she's like 6, not 14.
He was extremely small, severely underweight, and barely responsive. Standing nearby was his mother, 43-year-old Talia Nelson, trying to explain what had happened. She told officers that only a few hours earlier, her son had been fine.
So 5 hours ago you saw him for lunch, for a late lunch. Since then you haven't seen him since.
I've seen him.
But I mean,
He was fine.
oh, even since then?
Yeah,
so
he
less
was
than 5
fine.
hours.
So about, this had to happen about 2 hours.
According to her, he had been sitting in the living room watching TV, acting normally, and nothing about his behavior had suggested that anything was wrong. It wasn't until she went to bring him dinner that she found him lying on the floor, unresponsive. From there, she began describing what she believed was the cause.
What happened before we got to this point?
He was fine. He has a rare bone disease.
Is anyone else at the apartment?
I'm not sure. I just got no, it's just me.
It's just you.
Okay.
Me and my...
She said her son had a rare bone disease that affected his growth and left him small for his age. She also explained that he struggled with eating, claiming that he would sometimes force himself to vomit, making it difficult for him to keep food down. She told officers that she tried to manage it by giving him protein, vitamins, and supplements, but insisted that nothing seemed to help. At first, it sounded like a complicated medical situation, the kind that might not be obvious at a glance. But to the officers standing there, the explanation didn't fully match what they were seeing, because this didn't look like something that had happened suddenly. It looked like something that had been happening for a long time.
Any medical concerns in the past, or is this a first-time thing?
No, well, when we first found out about the rare bone disorder, he was going to a lot of doctors in Orlando and stuff like that, but his pediatrician said he's healthy, he was fine, that I could stop taking him because it was a lot on him. Because he was getting tested and bent this way and bent that way and stuff like that. His pediatrician said that he was fine and healthy, so I could stop taking him to the specialist.
Okay.
She described it as a decision meant to avoid putting him through unnecessary tests. However, as the investigation would later reveal, he hadn't been taken to a doctor in years. As the conversation continued, her answers remained steady, but they didn't ease the growing concern. She repeated that he had been fine earlier, that nothing seemed out of the ordinary, and that this had come without warning. But the reality in front of them suggested something very different.
This should be happening.
Yeah.
And she's not okay. He's got... There's nothing that would...
Watch him, you know.
Right.
And he doesn't like that. He complains and up and pub, you know.
Okay. So for right now, until we find out his condition at the hospital, we do have to secure your apartment just to make sure that nothing's tampered with, moved, anything like that, okay? And basically that's, with situations like that, we just have to do so just in case it turns out to be something that it's not, okay?
A short time later, at the hospital, the 14-year-old was pronounced dead, and what medical staff documented only made the situation more disturbing. He weighed just 33 pounds, and there were visible bruises, scars, and sores across his body, signs that pointed not to a sudden medical emergency, but to prolonged neglect. Back at the apartment, officers secured the scene and began taking a closer look inside. In the boys' room, they noted a strong odor of urine and feces, and the overall condition of the space reinforced what they had already begun to suspect. This wasn't simply a case of illness. It was something that had been allowed to deteriorate over time. Outside, as officers spoke among themselves, the conversation shifted. What had initially been treated as a possible medical situation was now being viewed through a very different lens. They now really began to consider the possibility that this was a case of severe neglect.
This kid, I'll tell you, in that ambulance, looked like he was 6. Good. He was extremely small, very skinny, like basically... Good. basically a skeleton. Stand by 1 second. Looked like maybe even, and she's saying basically he's bulimic, I guess.
Yeah, she said self-induced vomiting.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it's... I watch too much TV.
First 48.
You know, like, is he living in a cage and she's not feeding him? Or, you know, like, is it...
What would you say he looked like?
This kid looked like he was a 6-year-old that hadn't eaten in a month, laying in that stretcher. I mean, just skin and bones.
So, right. I mean, I just don't think it's medical, and we're just gonna.
Yeah, no.
I know. I've never been in CID.
Just
but...
yeah, I think just because of the conditions of the kid and everything.
Yeah.
I think
So on the sergeant level, are you thinking like neglect at this point?
That's in my mind. It's
potentially.
Yeah. That would be my concern.
Who was the other?
That was her other son, I guess.
Investigators then spoke with other family members who had been staying in the apartment. Their accounts closely mirrored Talia's, repeating the same explanation about a bone disorder and self-induced vomiting. But even within those statements, there were details that raised further concern.
Then I get off her work, I come home, play the game, watch TV, take a shower. She's cooking food for the new year. He's out in the front room watching TV, then he goes back in the room for like another 2 hours, I guess. Then she went to go give him his food, then I guess that was it from there.
When's the last time you saw it? It was your brother, right?
No.
When's the last time you saw
Not
that?
at all.
Okay. So a couple hours before or something like that?
Exactly.
Can he walk and everything, or do you guys have to carry him around?
So because the bone disease was taking over his legs.
Right.
So we had to start it.
So you have to move him.
When did y'all know about the bone disease? Like since he was born, we known about it. Do you think?
Guess so. I think so. Yeah.
Like how long have you had to help your brother around?
It was like it started like a couple months ago. Like his legs started getting weak, so we started helping him out, pushing him around, but we still tried to motivate him to say, because he still could have walked, but he just got lazy and just stopped trying it on.
Your mom said something about he makes himself throw up.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him do that?
Yes. It's a habit to him, because we don't know where he gets it from. He just, every time he throws it up, like,
He's never made any comments about, like, oh, I'm too fat or anything like that? Because that's usually like an eating disorder kind of thing.
He does. Every time, if it's something like he likes to eat, and if it's gone, he's gonna keep throwing it up.
Yeah. What does he like to eat?
Everything. He tries to eat stuff he can't eat, but my mom doesn't let him, so he gets angry and like that. But
what were those things that like he likes to eat? But is it like junk food or?
It's like any food, rice, chips.
She won't let him eat those things?
She lets him eat. That's the thing.
What's the stuff she doesn't let him eat?
Like, he doesn't let him drink milk, like pies, like chocolate.
That's the stuff he's allergic to?
Yeah, chocolate is the main thing.
Yeah, okay. It's the same exact story that Mom gave, like,
to a T. I didn't hear Mom's story.
Almost exactly to a T. About a bone disorder, doesn't, the self-induced vomiting. Yeah, I mean, it's almost the exact same story. Are going to be messed up. Do you know if, can he walk on his own?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so.
Have you seen him walk on his own?
When he was younger.
Huh?
When he was younger.
When he was younger, but not recently?
No.
Does he eat a lot?
Well, when I'm there, he do. Like, when we cook meals, he eat the meals, but he's lactose intolerant, so can't eat milk. But I think they recently started giving it to him anyway, because he wasn't gaining weight and stuff like that.
They described how his condition had worsened over recent months, how his legs had become weak, and how he needed assistance to move around. These weren't signs of something that had just appeared. They pointed to a steady decline. They also confirmed that he had been taken out of school years earlier and switched to online learning. But when investigators searched the apartment, they found school-issued laptops that appeared untouched, suggesting that even that part of his life had been neglected. At the hospital, officers continued speaking with relatives, trying to piece together what had led to this point.
We're going to have to come to the hospital, okay? I'm gonna whip her ass. What? No, really? Listen, we don't need this really? Okay. To see me.
Can you go talk with our victim's advocate real quick? I just want to talk with her.
All right.
And then I'm gonna come talk to you.
The thing is, we're looking at this young man who was 14 years old, and you said you hadn't seen him in 10 years. He looks like he might be 6 years old. He is very much malnourished. He probably weighs 40 pounds. Probably. He looks like he has not walked in a very long time. And I say that based off of what I've been employed here for 16 years, and I can tell you I've never seen a child in the manner this child is at his age. But in the manner this young man is, it looks heavily upon neglect.
So I don't know everything. When I speak with her and ask about my nephew, say he's fine, he's small. She told me he was diagnosed with a rare bone disease. She feeds him. I'm going to say how soon she feeds him because my sister before said she likes to eat. So they eat, so I'm told. He grows up a lot. So I don't know, from what I understand from when he was in school, he would do weird things like sometimes eat off other people's tray. I'm not sure. So she took him out of school.
How long ago was that?
I want to say since COVID started.
So before COVID?
Mm-hmm, since COVID, yeah.
Okay.
To my knowledge, unless she never told me, he's never been in the hospital.
But even if he went to the health department, that's great because somebody saw him.
Yeah, exactly. But
what did they document?
Yeah, he's never been admitted to the hospital. He's never been to the emergency room, as far as I know, for any issues like that.
By then, the direction of the case was becoming clear. The following day, during a call with investigators, Talia reportedly admitted that she had not taken her son to his primary care doctor in years, at one point saying that she had dropped the ball. That statement only confirmed what the evidence had already been suggesting. This wasn't sudden, it was prolonged. About a month later, the medical examiner officially ruled the death a homicide. An arrest warrant was issued soon after. Police later located Talia at her workplace, and body cam footage shows the moment officers approached her. At first, she appeared confused, asking what the warrant was for, but that confusion didn't last long.
We're gonna talk to her over here. Okay. Do you have any property or anything with you? Yeah. Can you go grab that? Oh, sorry. Where is she going?
Around to the back.
Let's go right outside here. Put your hands down. Alright, we're gonna go over these cars over here.
So you guys are detaining her?
Yeah,
she's going to jail.
She's going to jail.
Yep, she's got a warrant.
gonna be arrested too?
I will tell you in just a second. I'm going to read you your rights. Just because if you don't want to talk to me, you don't have to, because anything you say can be used against you.
I had a warrant.
You have a warrant, yes, for your arrest.
For what?
We'll explain that in a minute. You don't have any idea?
No.
No?
Can I please smoke a cigarette?
No.
An officer informed her directly that she was being charged in connection with the death of her son.
You have a warrant for your arrest, charging you with charging you with the death of your son. The medical examiner concluded her investigation and ruled his cause of death complications of neglected abuse. She ruled it a homicide. You realize your son weighed 33 pounds, right? Not according to his doctors.
I wish I had glasses.
Last time you brought him to a doctor was in 2020, Halifax Hospital. And according to the doctor in the emergency room, he was healthy.
You need me to do anything? You need me to tag anything?
He explained that the official cause of death had been determined as complications from neglect and abuse, and then pointed out the detail that had defined the entire case. Her 14-year-old son had weighed just 33 pounds. She was taken into custody and later charged with aggravated manslaughter of a child and aggravated child abuse. In court, Talia eventually pleaded no contest and was sentenced to 32 years in prison. What makes this case especially difficult to process isn't just the outcome, but how long the situation went unnoticed. For a long time, it had been explained as a medical issue, something complicated and out of anyone's control. But as investigators worked through the evidence, that explanation slowly fell apart. And what replaced it was far more disturbing than anyone expected when the call first came in. Which takes us from a tragedy shaped by long-term neglect to one triggered by a moment of anger in a public place. It was just before 3 p.m. at a McDonald's in Atlanta, Georgia, when what should have been a simple complaint over a messed-up food order turned into something far worse. By the time police arrived, the restaurant was already in chaos. Inside, officers found 30-year-old Tamana Woods, a mother of 4, suffering from a gunshot wound after an argument that had erupted in front of employees, customers, and even children. She was rushed to the hospital, but she didn't survive.
Now, can you get that baby out, please?
It's her baby.
I got you, but you can't have the baby watching this.
Can we clear these people out?
I need everybody out. I need everybody out. Stand right here.
As officers cleared the restaurant and tried to separate witnesses from family members, one thing became obvious almost immediately. This hadn't started as some long-running feud or planned confrontation. According to multiple people on scene, it had started over food that was missing from an order.
Shot this girl on some damn food.
There's a lot of people here. Someone else has to be detained, at least.
No, I saw everything. I saw everything when she shot the girl and everything. I told her.
There's a shit show inside. Well, we don't know who witnessed it. We'll ask if they witnessed it first.
He saw everything.
You witnessed everything?
There she go right there. Oh, yes.
No, she didn't. No, the lady hit my sister in her face first. Bro, hit me first. No, he
The group at the center of it had first gone through the drive-thru. When they realized part of the order was wrong, they came back inside to get it fixed. At that point, the situation still could have ended like 1,000 other fast food arguments do, with raised voices, frustration, and people eventually walking away. But that's not what happened. Instead, tempers kept building.
No, nobody came behind the counter. Nobody went. Sorry, go look at the cameras. Nobody went behind the camera. Nobody went behind it. Where's the camera? Where's our camera?
Put on the bottom of your car.
Hey, get away from the car.
What they got to do it? Y'all gonna run the camera? No, they got to run the camera. Yeah, y'all got to. It don't matter that hoe hit me first. It don't matter that she self-defense. That she self-defense. That she self-defense. What you mean? I was trying to defuse. What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? You didn't even worry about it. Don't worry about it. I gotta watch the camera. Her in the pink. Going nowhere in the pink.
Hey, Duncan, girl in pink, Pink,
blue.
Where
is the supervisor? Where's the supervisor? Where's the captain or the supervisor? Can I get
Give us 1 second.
I can't
There was a pink, the one in the bunny, and the one in the blue. All three of them were red.
All right, well, they gotta stay. Whoever sees, you gotta go, because you just caused a problem.
So who are you?
Yeah, they're going back out that way.
I have asked them to call their supervisor numerous of times. No one is calling right.
Witnesses described arguing between the customers and staff, with other people inside the restaurant starting to get involved. At some point, Tamana Woods, who according to witnesses had not originally been part of the order dispute, stepped in. From there, the argument shifted from words to threats, and then from threats to physical contact.
It wasn't like that. Okay, so it was an argument, but the lady jumped in it. The lady jumped in or whatever. There was a back and forth. The lady jumped in and she called somebody to bring her gun in here because she gonna pop all four of them. So then that's when tonight was like, no, nobody not gonna pop who, nobody not popping nothing. Then that's when she was like, all y'all hoes, whatever, like that, put her hand in my sister's face. And my sister was like, stop putting your hand in my face. And she hit her like that. And then that's when there was an altercation broke out, and then there was a shot fired.
Still defend me. But from the beginning, y'all have to see, like, they were acting like we were by them with our food. We went to drive-thru first, and our food was wrong, so we came through here respectfully. Then they started lollygagging, and then my sister, she told them, like,
She swung on us, the pink, the blue.
Hey, look, we're not gonna start this arguing bull, or somebody's gonna go in handcuffs. All right?
Walking up on my baby. It would have been a bad day over there.
Okay, it's gonna be a bad day. You keep on.
Yeah, her children with her child while up on that. That's why they act like this.
Listen, you can go handcuffs.
She act like this,
we can do that right now. It ain't nothing to me.
That's why she act just like her child.
Several witnesses told police that one of the women in the group was already saying she had a gun before the shot was fired. Others described a confrontation near the front counter, where one woman allegedly shoved another in the face, triggering a fight. In the middle of that struggle, a gun was pulled, and a single shot was fired into Tamana's chest. What makes the footage and witness accounts so disturbing is how fast the situation collapsed. People were still arguing over a food order, still talking over each other, still treating it like a chaotic public fight. And then suddenly, someone was on the floor, mortally wounded, while everyone else tried to piece together what had just happened. Police detained several family members of the suspected shooter at the scene while they worked to untangle the conflicting stories.
My sister like, you don't even know what's going on. If it was your you would have been mad at her upset too. Like that. So the whole she started packing. Oh, I could call somebody up here. Oh, y'all come in here with my fight. I shoot all y'all hoes. But at the same time, y'all talking about we little kids. So what you talking about getting a gun for? But it's cool because we got one on the suit. You saying all that, you get in my face, you doing my face like this, you doing me like this in my face. Just keep pointing my face, stop pointing back in your face like, stop pointing my face. So she did my face like this. She mushed my face back. My face went back and I started fighting her. And my sister shot her.
You are detained. You are not free to leave.
Huh?
You are not free to leave.
Okay.
We need to find a car for you, actually. You have anything on your laptop?
No. Hold on, let me get my mom my stuff. Mom! Mom!
Is your car unlocked? Is that yours?
Yeah, it's unlocked.
All right.
Everybody that was in the car.
All right, she is detained. She is not free to go.
Man, let me go. Let me go.
Hey, chill out. Stop arguing. Hey, get back. Get back. Get back.
Hold on, Apple.
Get back. Get
What
back.
do y'all like to hold up for?
Get back.
Can you tell me why y'all like to hold up?
Stop.
For what?
Stop.
For what?
Stop before I slam you.
For what? Oh, that's what. Just wait. They say you ain't getting arrested. Just wait. Listen, y'all gotta get the video though. Can y'all tell me what y'all arrested her for? Y'all have to tell me.
I'm not gonna tell you again to get back.
Huh?
I'm not gonna tell you again to get back. You're gonna go in cuffs as well. You're gonna go in cuffs as well. Get back.
I'm standing right here. I have rights. You can call your super. I have rights.
She's being detained until all the questions are answered, okay? Everybody involved.
I'm asking questions because I need answers. They taking my children away.
I got you.
You cannot take nobody's children away without answering their questions.
I got you, man.
Man, y'all better call a white shirt.
Oh, there was somebody mad about some food. That's all I know.
Girl, I'm fixing that food. I stopped the line. I'm fixing that food. I'm fixing that food. Everybody keep running their mouth. If I keep telling everybody, my crew shut up. They keep talking. And that's the problem when you don't know how to shut your fucking mouth. To let it go, and now somebody in there dead or shot or whatever because they keep running their mouth. Keep running their mouth. They don't know how to shut up. I'm not working at this job no more. I'm going to a whole nother job. I can't do it. These people don't do shit. I told them when they tried to come out guns, I said, y'all let this shit go. So the girl just shot the gun. I beat I'm like, what's up? It's fine. We don't really have to go back and forth. We got audio on the camera and they coming. It's simple as that. Everybody's just that simple. We ain't finna go back and forth. Ain't nobody finna do all that. We ain't finna fight. We finna do none of that.
Charge anyway with these kids around.
And then there was plenty of kids in the lobby.
Witnesses were emotional, angry, and in many cases still trying to defend whoever they had arrived with.
Okay, what we got, guys?
So I guess they kept in or whoever, they want to see the camera.
Yeah, we gotta wait till the investigators get here before we can let anybody else inside.
They coming. They don't know how to shut up, Mr. B.
Okay, do we have any deceased or what? What's the injuries? Is it one of our people or a customer?
Our customer.
Not interested. Alright. So all our people are good? Alright, well.
But as more statements were collected, and as investigators reviewed the restaurant's surveillance footage, the picture became much clearer.
Watch. Where is she? There she is, right here. She comes.
Oh, wow. She comes out of the damn... Oh, wow.
She shoots.
Yeah, man. You can't argue that. That's f***ing crazy.
So if you watch the motion and then she turns around and she starts punching while she's getting shot. But this girl, I can tell she had a gun well beforehand.
Damn, dude. It's cold, man.
So let me get back to
The shooter was 19-year-old Tanya Evans. When detectives later questioned her, she declined to give a statement without a lawyer. She was informed that Tamana Woods had died at the hospital and that she would be charged in connection with the shooting.
That's the unfortunate part about this incident.
So what does that mean for my sister?
We don't know yet. We're still investigating it, but right now.
Y'all could look at the cameras. Do they got cameras that you can hear?
We got
that you can hear video footage?
Yeah, well, we're getting that now, but we got cameras on there trying to get access to that now, okay? All right.
Let me ask you, because they're going to ask you all that. If it's fully out there, how did they get to that? You know what I'm saying?
When we got in there, mind you, they already missed. They claimed that we had fake 20s, but we didn't have fake 20s.
Somebody that worked there?
Yeah, they was like, we had fake 20. We had fake 20. Y'all never gave us the food and our change. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so when y'all give us our food or whatever, mind you, we're in the drive-thru at first. Y'all give us our food. We only got half of the food. So we started telling them like, we missing this, we missing that. So they getting attitudes and shit, but y'all should have had the right. So we like, all right, we just gonna come in the inside. So we come in the inside. We standing at the counter. I'm standing like this way, but I'm just standing at the counter, but I'm turned in towards the counter. She's like, she started calling people was coming in there. She's like, y'all hold a shot. So then when my sister turned in, she was like, hell, who shot? And tugged on her like, I got one too, like type. So the lady was just steady whoop whoop. So mind you, by this time when they arguing, I'm still walking back and forth to my table back over there to my table, get my food and shit. So the lady started putting her hand in my face, doing all like this. So I pointed back on her face like, stop putting your hand in my face, like doing her hand like that. She mushed me 2 times. Then we started fighting. Then me and her started fighting. And then some gun went off, but I didn't know that it was my sister that shot. So when the gun went off, everybody just started running. I turned back around because I ain't see my sister them outside. So when I turned back around, I see the lady laying on the floor. My sister still in there, and the man had got up his fire on my sister.
And I'm going to ask you again, and I need for a verbal answer, please. Do you understand these rights?
Yeah, but I need Lord. I do. I got my sister.
You say you do?
I got to talk to my sister for my lawyer.
Okay. So, do you, but I still have to ask you the rest.
Mm-hmm.
But let me ask you again, do you understand these rights? Do you wish to talk to us at this time without a lawyer? Okay. So, no.
I can call my mama, like, the lawyer. I don't really know how to get in contact with the lawyer for that.
Okay. Count.
This one. Okay. So, we're with the homicide unit. Unfortunately, today that girl, she deceased at the hospital, okay? That's the unfortunate part. I'm gonna honor the fact that you want to speak with your lawyer, but unfortunately you're gonna be charged for that, okay? All right. Give me a second, I'll be back in here. I'll let you speak with your mom over the phone, okay? All right. Besides this case, do you want to talk to me about anything else? Do you have something else to ask me?
Yeah, how long are you sitting here?
It's gonna be a minute.
Police later also found out the gun used in the shooting had been reported stolen, which added even more serious charges to the case. In the end, Tanya Evans negotiated a plea deal and pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm. She was sentenced to 25 years in prison. What makes this case so hard to process is how unbelievably small the starting point was. This wasn't a robbery. It wasn't some planned attack. It was an argument inside a fast food restaurant over an order that wasn't right. And yet within minutes, a woman was dead, children had witnessed it happen, and a 19-year-old was facing decades behind bars. That's what makes cases like this stay with people. Not just the violence itself, but how quickly something so ordinary can spiral into something irreversible. It was a tragedy born from a few reckless minutes. The next story, however, is slower, darker, and far harder to unravel. What started as a missing person case in Wexford County, Michigan, quickly turned into something far more unbelievable than anyone following it online expected. In November 2025, 22-year-old Rebecca Park, who was 38 weeks pregnant, was reported missing after she was last known to have been with her biological mother. At first, the case spread quickly across social media, with people sharing her photo and hoping she would be found safe. But as the days passed, that hope slowly faded. Not long after, Rebecca's body was discovered in a wooded area near her biological mother's home. Her unborn baby was still missing, and from that moment on, the investigation shifted completely. Police moved fast, and almost immediately, the people closest to Rebecca came under scrutiny. That included her biological mother, Courtney Bartholomew, Courtney's husband Brad, Rebecca's sister Kimberly, and Rebecca's fiancé, Richard. What followed was a case where every new statement seemed to complicate things further instead of bringing clarity. One of the earliest body cam moments came when Courtney was being transported for a polygraph exam.
Yes, ma'am. We'll be en route from the Wexford County Sheriff's Office to the Mount Pleasant post, transporting one female for a polygraph. Copy of file.
I just want my daughter found and my grandbaby.
Yeah.
No, 7091 secure. No need for further check.
See, my grandparents raised us like the old days.
Yeah.
You didn't lie, you didn't steal, you didn't cheat. But now it's just, that's all people want to do. I've lied before. Time to lie about certain things.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's lied.
Criminal stuff, it's like there are so many accusations.
During the ride, she spoke about wanting her daughter and grandchild found. She talked about how she was raised, about honesty, and about the rumors already circulating. At that point, she did sound like a worried mother trying to make sense of a situation that had already spiraled out of control. But even early on, parts of her story didn't fully line up. She told investigators that Rebecca had gotten into a black car with someone unknown and disappeared. However, detectives began noticing inconsistencies. After the polygraph, they were told she had not been fully truthful, and from there, the tone of the investigation began to change. The next day, detectives spoke with Brad at their home. By then, Rebecca's body had already been found, and the situation had become far more serious. Brad admitted that he had failed his own polygraph, but instead of providing clear answers, he began pointing suspicion toward others.
All right, so you know we found her body, right? I mean, you guys said that you saw it on TikTok. Okay.
And that assumes that's all you guys argue. Yeah. Why else would you come here and want to search my house again? Yeah. And the only thing that I knew at that point in time is that she got into a black car. Kimberly was asking me about the trails out back. And then when Rebecca called missing, I still didn't think about it like that because, you know, I didn't think her sister would hurt her or do anything, you know, so I didn't think anything of them trails back there. And then when he asked me if I knew anything about it, it's like, well, maybe, maybe not, you know. I don't think so. No. I guess Kimmy come to her mom and said something about her being in the black car that picked up her sister. Well, I'm like, why didn't you say something?
So you're telling me that Kimberly told Courtney that she was in the black car that picked her up?
Yes. That's what Courtney told me.
At first, he directed attention toward Kimberly, claiming Courtney had told him she was somehow connected to the car Rebecca got into. But when Kimberly was questioned, she denied it and accused her mother of trying to frame her.
Did you ever tell Courtney that you were in the car that picked her up?
No. That's the car that I drive.
Okay. But you never told her that you were in the car that picked her up from the house?
No, Courtney's trying to say I was. I never was.
Why she would tell me that?
Because she wants to frame me.
She wants to frame you?
That pattern continued throughout the investigation. Each person seemed to shift blame, and every version of events added another layer of confusion. Brad also told detectives that Courtney had arranged to meet Rebecca that night, supposedly to take her out and give her money. That detail confirmed that Rebecca had willingly met her mother, but it also made Courtney the last known person to see her alive.
But what I'm saying is, you know a lot more than what you are reporting to me. You're the guy.
I don't understand.
Because Courtney knows a lot of stuff that she shouldn't know, details that have been reported, and she's acting in a certain manner.
Okay.
So I need your help.
The thing is she don't talk to me like that.
Yeah, but I mean, oh, okay, all right. Well, why is she going on TikTok live saying that you failed your polygraph?
I
Why?
have no idea.
Why would she do such a thing? You tell what do guilty people do?
Yeah, they point the fingers at other people.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
As questioning continued, Brad revealed something that caught investigators' attention. He mentioned seat covers from a vehicle that had what looked like white paint on them. Detectives pressed him on it, and he admitted the covers had been removed after Rebecca disappeared and later thrown away. He also said that containers of white paint that had been in the home were suddenly gone. At the same time, Kimberly gave a very different account. She told detectives that Courtney had been saying for some time that she wanted Rebecca's baby no matter what. She went even further, claiming that Courtney and Brad had admitted involvement and had threatened her to stay silent.
What do you think happened to your sister?
I honestly think Courtney and Brad are responsible.
Why do you think that?
Because of Courtney's comment that she wanted that baby no matter what.
Okay.
She was well convinced she was taking that baby regardless.
Okay, so Courtney wanted to take Rebecca's baby. So how was she going to take it? Did she say how she was going to take this baby?
She never said how she was going to. But when I told Peace Corps the other day that Courtney and Brad were responsible, I had a feeling she was nearby.
You had a feeling she was nearby? Like geographically nearby? Like close to the location you were at?
Close to Courtney and Brad's
house?
For a moment, it seemed like that statement might break the case open. But then Kimberly changed parts of her story as well. She introduced Rebecca's fiancé into the narrative, suggesting other motives and relationships, which only made things more complicated. Eventually, she was arrested for providing false information, adding even more uncertainty to an already chaotic investigation.
So you're under arrest because you can't knowingly provide false information to the police when they're investigating a missing person complaint that results in a homicide. Okay? So you can't do that. So that's a no-no. So why did you do that? Why did you tell her that Courtney and Brad did this?
If I didn't, I was going to end up like her.
And what did you interpret that to mean, that you would end up like her?
Just disappear.
Just
with no explanation.
Just disappear with no explanation. And when you refer to her, who are you talking about?
My sissy.
Your sissy is who?
Rebecca.
Rebecca. Okay.
Meanwhile, Rebecca's fiancé Richard told detectives that the story about the black car never made sense to him. He explained that Courtney had been the one to hand him Rebecca's phone after it was supposedly found near a trail. To him, that moment raised serious doubts about everything he had been told. As investigators later searched the Bartholomew's property, body cam footage captured Courtney and Brad inside the home. They spoke casually, reacted to social media posts, and read messages accusing them of being responsible.
Additional Life 360 shows that Rebecca's sister, Kimberly Park, is currently at the sheriff's.
Okay. There again, you can't believe everything on
The
social
family
media.
has shared that the father of Rebecca's baby has been booked into the Wexford County Jail, according to the family. He allegedly stated during a call from the jail that he is being booked in connection with a homicide. I know what I'm going through. I can just imagine what he's going through.
Alright.
But his is different than mine.
A whole lot different. It was his baby.
I gave birth to her.
Yeah.
That is my baby.
Alright. His fiance and his baby though.
Brad has been arrested.
Hey guys, I didn't know I was in jail, did you?
You're pretty funny for being in jail.
Right. When did the jail start letting you smoke cigarettes? And drink Mountain Dew?
The contrast between the severity of the situation and their tone stood out to many people who later watched the footage. Then, about 5 days later, the investigation took a major turn. Brad began giving detectives more direct information. In another body cam segment, he walked them through key locations and described what he claimed had happened. He pointed out where a knife had been disposed of, where items had been burned, and where Rebecca had been left.
And that's the dumpster sitting right there. The knife went into.
So first right and the dumpster right here on the left. The GFL dumpster? Okay. And how did you pick this particular apartment complex and that dumpster?
My wife used to live here.
Okay. And when was it that you disposed of that knife?
Wednesday.
Okay.
The 5th.
Wednesday the 5th. Okay. So it was a couple days after everything happened?
Correct.
Okay.
And just pulled around like you just did and then just stopped and threw it in there.
Okay. And describe the knife to me?
It was like a hunting knife.
Okay. Was it your knife?
No.
Okay. Do you know whose it was?
It was Courtney's.
It was hers? Okay. Was there any blood or anything on it that you could see when you threw it in there?
I wasn't paying attention to it.
No. Okay.
I just wanted it out of my hand.
You said she burned or you burned seat covers. Did you say she did or you did? The seat covers from the truck?
I think I probably did.
You did, okay. And where did you burn those at?
In the burning barrel.
Okay, and where is the burning barrel at?
Up on the top of the hill.
It's just right up there?
Yeah.
Okay. What else was burnt in that burn barrel?
Trash.
Okay. What else as far as evidence?
That's it.
Okay. Clothes?
Nope.
Anything like
Clothing,
that?
Nothing like that.
Okay. All right. Okay, so there was, you came down here to help her with a flat tire, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and where was she when?
That was right here in this opening.
Okay, so.
Which is also back towards that way is the trail.
Okay, so off to the right is the trail that
the phone was on.
The phone was on? Okay. And how did you know she was here with a flat tire?
She called.
She called you?
Yes.
Okay. And when you showed up, how did you get down here?
I used the white Ford.
White Ford? Okay.
Yep, that was Monday night.
Monday night. And she had a flat tire on the Escape?
Yes.
Okay. You went and changed the flat tire?
Yes.
Okay. Walk me through what happened after that.
I came home.
You came home? Where did they go?
She left and she went, I don't know where she went.
Okay.
She come back 15 minutes later.
Okay.
And got the white Ford.
Okay.
She was gone 15 minutes with that and come back.
Okay. So Rebecca wasn't with you when you came out here in the Escape?
Correct.
Where was she?
She was already out here, passed away. Deceased. I have a feeling. She was already out here.
So Rebecca was out here by herself for a long time?
No. Probably 10 minutes. 15 minutes.
Okay. Could she not run? Could she not get away?
She's pregnant. She was 38 weeks.
Right.
Pregnant.
You guys left in the pickup truck and came back. Why did you switch?
Because Courtney wanted the towel and a blanket.
Okay.
That was left in the Escape.
What was Courtney like on the way back when you guys went to the Escape? What was her demeanor like?
Frustrated.
At what?
At Rebecca.
Just in general or about something specific?
In general.
Did she think that she had killed her?
Not at that point, no. Because she feels like the girls don't appreciate her as a mom.
Did you guys talk on the way back to the house?
No.
You didn't say anything at all to each other?
I didn't want to know what was going on for sure. She was on one of these hills.
Okay.
When Courtney did what she did.
So it was on a hill just on the side?
Yes.
You said she covered her up in leaves?
His account aligned with what prosecutors would later allege. According to investigators, Rebecca had been taken into the woods, attacked and killed, and her unborn child did not survive. Based on that, Courtney and Brad were both arrested and charged with first-degree premeditated murder, along with several other serious charges. The cases against Courtney, Brad, and Kimberly remain open, with court proceedings still ahead. As of now, the investigation is still ongoing. No final verdict has been reached, and both primary suspects remain in custody while the legal process continues to unfold, with further hearings expected. What makes this case especially difficult to process isn't just the crime itself, but how the truth emerges. On bodycam footage, the investigation unfolds step by step, with conflicting stories, shifting accusations, and small details that slowly begin to form a clearer picture. By the time it does, the reality behind it is far worse than what anyone expected at the beginning. And from a family case built on deception and shifting blame, we move to something even more controlled and just as cruel. At first glance, the drone footage looked harmless. Behind a manufacturing facility in the Arizona desert stood a row of wire structures in the open sun, surrounded by fencing and old equipment. Most people would have assumed they were storage pens or scrap enclosures. They weren't. They were human cages. And what police eventually uncovered behind that factory exposed one of the most disturbing abuse cases imaginable. The place was called Thornhill Manufacturing, a small factory in Mesa where employees came for one simple reason: they needed the work. Jobs were hard to find, and people learned quickly that keeping quiet was often easier than asking questions. That silence is what allowed the man running the place, Caleb Thornhill, to turn discipline into terror. After his personal life began falling apart, Caleb's behavior changed. What started as harsh management escalated into something far darker. If a worker made a mistake, talked back, failed a drug test, or simply drew the wrong kind of attention, Caleb had his own way of correcting them. He locked them in cages behind the building. One worker, Marcus Riley, was put in one after damaging a machine and spent 3 days trapped in the desert heat with almost no food, almost no water, and nowhere to escape. Others would later describe similar punishments, some lasting hours, some lasting days. And the worst part was that everyone knew it was happening, but almost no one spoke up, because Caleb chose people who felt they had too much to lose. The whole thing might have continued even longer if one of the victims hadn't finally become impossible to ignore. In July 2015, a worker named Tyler Morrison vanished for days. His girlfriend knew something was wrong and filed a missing person report. When police started asking questions, Caleb tried to control the story, even forcing Tyler to make a phone call and pretend everything was fine. But the detective handling the case knew something was off, and when a former employee finally came forward, everything began to collapse. Police executed a search warrant at the factory. Behind the building, they found the cages exactly where the witness said they would be. There were several of them, all built to confine people in the open desert. But one cage stood out from the rest. It was older, larger, and far more unsettling. Inside it were signs that someone had been held there for much longer. Then investigators found Caleb's files. He had kept records on every person he caged, writing down dates, temperatures, and notes about their progress, as if he were running some kind of experiment. But among those files was one that didn't belong to an employee. It belonged to his own brother, Leonard Thornhill. According to Caleb's notes, Leonard had been locked in that cage for 4 days during a cold stretch in January 2013. The final entry said only that the subject had become unresponsive and that cleanup would be handled. Police brought in cadaver dogs. Soon after, they found Leonard's remains buried in the desert behind the factory. He had died of exposure, dehydration, and cold, while his own brother documented the process. And if that wasn't horrifying enough, investigators later recovered surveillance footage showing Caleb watching the cages for hours at a time. In the final hours before Leonard died, Caleb reportedly visited the cage multiple times, and each time he walked away without opening it. At trial, the prosecution argued that this wasn't discipline and it wasn't a breakdown. It was calculated cruelty. The records, the footage, and the testimony from surviving workers painted a picture of a man who believed he had the right to control, punish, and break people however he wanted. The jury agreed. Caleb Thornhill was convicted and sentenced to life in prison without parole, along with more than a century of additional time for the other crimes. What makes this case so disturbing isn't just the cages themselves. It's the fact that they sat there in plain sight, behind an ordinary workplace, while vulnerable people were being terrorized by the man who signed their paychecks. And by the time anyone finally forced those gates open, one man had already died behind them. It showed what can happen when one person holds power over others for too long. This last one, however, shows how quickly violence can erupt between neighbors. On the evening of April 16th, 2024, what should have been an ordinary spring night in Whitewater Township, Ohio, turned into a deadly neighborhood dispute that ended with a man lying in his own yard after being shot over something as trivial as a fallen tree. Deputies were dispatched around 6 p.m. to Kilby Road after reports came in of a shooting, with callers warning that the suspected gunman was still at the scene and that there was ongoing chaos outside. When officers arrived, they found 24-year-old Cole Hornsby nearby and quickly took him into custody, while only steps away, first responders located his neighbor, 40-year-old Theodore Ted Block, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds.
Was it you? Let me see your hands. Your hands.
Is he breathing?
We're the squad's en route. The squad's en route. Is this your husband?
No, stop down. Is he breathing?
Just hang out right there for 1 second, okay? I'm going to check him real quick, all right? Just hang out right there, okay?
He was pronounced dead at the scene a short time later. Court records and later reporting showed that Block had been shot in the back 12 times.
Where's the gun at? Where's the gun at, man?
All right, well, you do have 300 shots to be spent.
Yep.
15, you're on the scene today, advised that the male is secured.
Wait, 31 males in custody.
First male is in custody. At 1822, we've got a supervisor en route, and squad has been advised to respond in.
Which car are you? Are you hurt at all?
What are you doing, man?
Huh? I'm taking everything you got. Are you hurt at all?
What do you mean?
Get in the car.
Put my belt back on, man.
No, get in the car.
Why are you putting my belt on?
Because I'm taking everything you got.
No, you're not.
Sit down.
Jesus Christ, dude. You're not taking everything I got.
Did you guys catch that, him?
Yes. It was the neighbor, right?
Yeah, black shirt, jeans. Yeah. He shot him like 5 times. He's. Is my husband breathing? Please, he's dead. No, I can't.
We're gonna keep on.
I want to be over there.
I know, but right now, you gotta let them work, okay? I'm gonna sit you down over here on the porch, okay?
I was right there. I took off running because he pulled out a gun and started shooting.
Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Like you're not hit or anything, right?
No.
You guys want to hang out with her for a minute? You probably need to get a statement from her at some point. I'm sure they will take her to CIS.
Yes.
Is he coming there too?
No, I'm not sure what the medics are doing. I know that the bad guy's in custody right now, so I'm not sure what the medics are doing.
They're not telling us anything.
What? They don't know anything yet.
I gotta go.
Now, what makes the case especially disturbing is how small the original conflict appears to have been.
So, are you the one that called 911? Can you tell me what happened?
We heard a gunshot. We went over there. The neighbor came outside and I came outside. My husband was cutting the tree that fell.
Okay.
And he went over there and told him to put the gun away. he doesn't need a gun because he came over here. We called the cops on him once before. He came over, he threatened to, he was pointing a bow and arrow at me, and my husband said, "You're f***ing crazy. You pointed a bow and arrow at my wife. You don't need a gun." And he started running his mouth. I said, "Ted, we'll just go call the cops." And Ted's like, so Ted, my husband started walking away, and then he said something. My husband turned around and he just shot him.
Okay. And did you see that happen?
Yeah.
According to witnesses and the victim's wife, the issue began because of a tree and a long-running pattern of tension with Hornsby. Block had been outside with his wife while they were babysitting their grandchildren when the dispute escalated. Witnesses said Hornsby approached during the argument while armed, and that Block was not carrying any weapon. At some point, according to the sworn affidavit later described in court coverage, Hornsby told him, "Take this, B," and then opened fire. His wife said Ted had been trying to defuse the situation and was walking away when he was shot. Body camera footage from the response captures the confusion and horror in the immediate aftermath. Officers move quickly to secure Hornsby while members of Block's family gather nearby, trying to understand whether Ted is still alive. His wife, shaken and struggling to process what she had just witnessed, explains that earlier that evening they heard a gunshot, went outside, and saw Hornsby with a weapon. Ted told him to put the gun away and tried to keep the situation from getting worse, but the argument continued, and then, in an instant, Hornsby fired.
Going into a yard to cut down a dead tree and have your neighbor come out and shoot you.
Is that what happened?
She says, "I think his name is Mark." Apparently,
So there's this tree right here.
this tree here is in their yard.
Yeah.
He was going out to cut it down because you can see it's dead.
Yep.
And the guy came out, and I guess in the past, he's tried to hit her with a bow and arrow. Well, today he came out and started a fight, according to his wife. She came out to find out what's going on. His wife came out to find out what's going on, and he went and got a gun. And he said, "Put the gun away. This isn't anything you need a gun for."
Right.
And then he shot him, I guess, 3 times from what she said.
Investigators soon began piecing together a clearer picture of the shooting. Reporting on the case later stated that Hornsby had been firing a large muzzle-loader rifle off his porch before the confrontation, and that Block confronted him over the danger and the disturbance. The argument escalated. Block threatened to call the police, and as he turned to go back toward his own home, Hornsby shot him repeatedly from behind.
Ready? I'm gonna help you walk since you have your hands behind your back, so in case you fall forward, you don't fall on your face, okay? It's our department policy. I'm gonna come back out and grab your stuff here in a second. It's like your phone, wallet, keys, stuff like that, okay?
What did you say your name is again?
Malone.
Malone.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Malone.
Yeah.
You know his songs?
A lot of them, yeah.
So are those unsolved murders or murders?
I don't know.
It's like murders, right?
I would assume it's like
murderies.
Maybe.
At trial, a forensic expert testified that while Block was already lying face down on the ground, another shot was fired into the middle of his back, a detail that further undercut any later attempt to frame the killing as self-defense. That final point became central once the case moved through the courts. Hornsby was booked on murder and tampering with evidence charges after police alleged that he hid the firearm in a shed following the shooting. He was later found guilty by a Hamilton County jury of murder and tampering with evidence, with additional reporting noting convictions on related counts as well. Prosecutors argued that the killing was entirely preventable, that Theodore Block was unarmed, and that there was no legitimate basis for self-defense. In early 2026, Hornsby was sentenced to 24 years to life in prison, with the judge imposing the maximum allowed sentence. What makes this case linger is not only the brutality of the shooting, but how senseless it was. Theodore Block was a husband, a father, and a grandfather who, according to his family, had simply been trying to protect the people around him from an unstable neighbor. Instead, a dispute that should have ended with nothing more than a call to police became a fatal burst of violence in front of his wife and within sight of his family. And that is what makes the footage and the aftermath so difficult to shake. Not just that a man was killed, but that he lost his life over an argument so petty that it never should have come close to ending in murder. Now that was all for today, folks. If you enjoyed these horrifying clips, click to see more on the video on screen.